My Gavan and Melanine, and well met indeed. I am Arakir Garladurthan, the head of the Submod team behind Divide and Conquer. Welcome back to Divide and Conquer. Continue on to Khazad-dûm. Khazad-dûm obviously going very well, and now it's just an enjoyable little rampage through Middle-earth as we continue to get our best units out into the field. Thoroughly enjoyable. We are re-besieging Ferrygathol. We're returning Ferrygathol to our control, and then once our army has dealt with that, they will be heading north with the protection of High Lord Balin and his army that he's going to be bringing to the field, and we will swamp the goblins. And that is where we are. It felt a little peculiar this week to not record Woodland Realm, but their time is done. They have come to an end. In the south, not much really going on there. Isengard is actually beating Ennard Wythe, so there's a very real possibility that we're going to have to be called to action in the south. So I'm doing what I can as well, in a minor stage at the moment, but we are prepping the south in anticipation of the threat that's going to come from there. And indeed, Dundarak has already upgraded to a minor city, that which the wild men cannot do. And that you can already train a couple of units, and we will take some siege. But as ever, I believe we are at an end turn, waiting for Balin to get in, and Meithelberg is just holding. It's just going to, as I use the phrase a lot, endure. Right, now I've got some very fun information for you related to the modding of the game. Hummingbird and I put our heads together, the reason why there wasn't a Misty Mountains overview video this week and why I've moved them away. And we put our heads together and we thought, how can we actually jazz up the Misty Mountains gameplay? They used to have the Men of Ruidour, but Ruidour is very much an aspect that jazzes up Angmar's gameplay. That's a little feature for Angmar. And we didn't... I'm in agreement with the removal of the Men of Ruidour from the Misty Mountains, because the Misty Mountains, the Men of Ruidour are never linked to the Misty Mountains at all, and there's no real suggestion that they would fight for the goblins. So I was keen with this little removal. But then we have to ask ourselves, so how can we then make the campaign fun and challenging?
Aye, sire.
Not fun and challenging, sorry. How can we make their campaign just sort of different, really?
Aye, sire. Onward. Aye.
Oh, wow, you have so many humans. And we've got 3 turns until your units are ready. Well, you can come with us.
Combining the armies, sire.
Oh, I've got the speakers playing noise. That might have been echoey for a moment then. I'll take some shield bearers. And Sons of the Fallen. Yes, someone pointed that out to me, didn't they? Although they take 3 turns to recruit. Oh, dear. We got some Axe Guard there. Oh, we got First Legion as well. And Khazad-dûm Reclaimers. Oh, yes, Balin, you're going to hang around here for a little while, friend. Although, are you making us now lose money? I know, we're still doing all right. So take those 3. Take those 3 that are coming from there. That's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That only gives you 1 more slot. And of all those options, I'd probably take the shield bearers. Oh, Guardians of Khazad-dûm. Sold. Right. So Balin, what I'll do with you in the meantime, I think, is take you to that fort. If only we could take that one off the elves. Well, we can, but we'd attack the elves, and that's going to be a bit bad. Many people in Middle-earth will hate us. Sorry, I've totally stopped talking about modding for a moment, but bear with me.
Marching now.
Oh, and they're coming. Dol-guldur are coming. Dol-guldur are coming, which means that you there, Killy. No, I don't actually need you.
Orders, my lord. Orders. Orders. Aye.
I know it's going to deplete us monetarily.
We've marched our limit. Aye, sire.
Wait till you can retrain those. Chuck a couple of those in anyway, I suppose. No, not too bad, actually. We just earn so much money that it just doesn't affect us. Oh, we got a port. I saw on Total War Center, Orc Lover said that not every nation in the game can actually build ports, and I have to admit that I was unaware of that fact. I knew that I'd restricted boats, because, the clue's in the name, I'd restricted them. So I knew that boats were restricted, but I completely missed that some factions can't build ports. And yes, that is an oversight. I am in total agreement that whilst the orcs never really sailed on the ocean in big ships, they of course would have at least built rudimentary ports where they could ship like crappy barges up and down the rivers and stuff. So I'm more than in favour of giving ports to the orcs. Like I'm all over that.
It will be an honor.
We shall slaughter.
Ah, he's one turn away. So that's going to be a thing. The orcs will be able to get ports. I apologise. I was unaware that they couldn't. And now that I know. And that is another fun little task for the elite dwarf as well, because port models are very much like watchtowers, dependent on the culture. So we can have unique orcish ports, and I'm sure he'll love popping his thinking hat on and thinking how he can make the ports look cool if they're controlled by the orcs. Right, so back to what I was talking about. So the Misty Mountains then. We thought, how can we make them more interesting? We thought, well, the Misty Mountains are characterised by Horde. They are the quintessential Horde faction. And of course, they're not necessarily in the books, but in all games based on Lord of the Rings and almost every fan fiction, goblins are always a Horde nation. Hundreds of terrible units, but there's hundreds of them. And so we thought we could build on that a little bit. So first and foremost is a minor change from our testers who have done this change themselves. It won't have a massive effect, but it will have an effect. And first of all, we're going to increase the battalion size of every Misty Mountain battalion, save for the Black Uruks, up by, it'll be a standard increase of either a percentage or a fixed sum. So that's the first thing. You're going to get bigger battalions. And there are two other changes as well, but I'm going to just pause again as we look at what's happening here. So we've just been attacked by Yagug, and he's got a lot of elites. I mean, so have we, so this is going to be a whitewash, but has to just be noted that he has a lot of elites. And the faction heir's not got too much. He's got a lot more weaker. They've got 2 units of crossbows, and they are a problem for us. He doesn't. He's got, 1, but a small number. Alright, so there's a ballista and there's crossbows, and these are all going to be issues for us. But this is going to be a big-ass battle.
The time's come, lad.
Right, so the second change what we're thinking of doing is we're thinking of implementing a unit that is essentially going to be an officer battalion. And this is more likely, like, potential names for it might be, like, Thrall Master, Slave Master, Orc Taskmasters, something like that. And the unit, as you might imagine... Oh dear, this might be a battle map that is not going to work, actually. Oh no, they can get up there. Oh, perfect then. It's gone from a battle map that might crash to a battle map that's going to be such a doddle to defend. Right, so they're going to be coming up this strip of land here. So we can defend quite nicely. How many archers have we got? Oh, plenty of archers I see there. You guys go up there. And because you've got normal bows, so you'll have more range. So that will do for you. Take the pike units. Form a line there. Take the pike units and you're defensive, you're defensive, you're defensive, you're defensive. How far along do we go? Oh no, that's about it. Yeah, they can't actually walk around in that stone bit anymore. That's as far over as we can get them. And what about over here though? Yeah. Have these dwarven sentries got armor upgrades? Ah, yeah, look, they have. Hold your ground, laddie. Forward. Forward. How into that rock formation can I make you go? Yeah, go like that, go like that. Alright, group you all up. You're our defensive line. Got a few more archers to place behind you. I want them as high up as they can go, because they don't do very good arcing shots, so they need a proper advantage. Or potentially, actually, we could put them there, firing down. No, I don't think they will. I don't think they would do that very well. Right, and then we've got our aggressive units, who for the time being will sit behind you so that they're not in range of anything. And our general can go up there.
The enemy are bringing in reinforcements.
And they are coming for us. But we are the dwarves. So, this Taskmaster Thrallmaster unit, essentially what it's going to be is small in number. We've not really decided on the stats yet. We're going to hash those out and I'll talk about that a bit more. So the stats are a bit unknown, but the unit is going to inspire nearby troops. So to build on this like vast hordes of terrible units, but then we'll give them these 1 or 2 units that are just going to make the overall use of your units better, or improve the quality. So you get quite a few of these like Taskmaster units, and they are also going to have the ability to chant. So the chant ability is going to be taken away from the Mountain Orc Hunters, so that they actually are used for what they are used for, killing enemies in abundance. And it will be given to the Thrall Master unit, and they'll also inspire nearby troops. So that's the second change. You're going to get this kind of leader unit, which I'm in favour of and I like a lot. And then the third and biggest and most monumental, and the change that will really make the Misty Mountains stand out, is the introduction of what I have so far called the Flame Wrangler. Which isn't really a very good name and means nothing, but if I were to tell you what its real name is, it is called a mangonel. And all I've done at the moment is give it to the Misty Mountains. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the mangonel from the base game, it's not a standard catapult unit. The mangonel fires...
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
The mangonel fires barrels of oil. Barrels of not just oil, flaming oil. And these barrels, if they impact on the ground, they do a huge amount of damage. And if they impact... But there's one other option. So they fire like a projectile, like a rock projectile, except they are barrels of flaming oil. And if they impact on the ground, as I say, they do an awful lot of damage, even more than a dwarven mortar. However, the secondary ability of them is that they can explode in mid-air. And when they do that, they then quite literally rain fire down on the enemy. And I mean that as it sounds. They explode into about 9 or 10 other smaller projectiles, which are just paths of fire. And anything that is touched by this fire is burnt and immediately dies. So they are incredibly powerful, and I'm not going to take anything away from their strength. They really are one of the strongest units I've ever seen. But they are also the most inaccurate device in the game. In my testing, I lined up about 8 of them, and I lined up a full army on the other side. It was Dol Amroth, because they're always the second faction selected in the custom battle. So I lined up Misty Mountains. I had 8 mangonels, and there are 3 mangonels per battalion, so I had 24 of them versus about 4,000 Dol Amroth troops. And in the space of what must have been in game time, because I sped it up to ×6, but in game time it must have been about maybe 8 minutes, they only managed to kill 450 enemies. Which I know sounds like an awful lot, but remember that the enemy is closing on you the entire time. The only reason I was able to kill that many is because I also put a line of Snagger in. No, that was the one I didn't. I didn't put any Snagger in front, and the Dol Amroth just didn't run at me for some reason. They kept rooming around in front of the mangonels. So yes, if you can get some of your troops to defend, like in this situation, they'd be up on that hill there, they'd be raining fire down on the back. But as I say, they're so inaccurate that they might be raining fire down on you. And if you think normal catapults are inaccurate, you wait till you see the mangonel. They take it to a whole new level. So they're really powerful, but they're really inaccurate. But then when I posted this to the testing group, they raised a normal question. A very Racer raised a question, and that was essentially, why would the Misty Mountains get this great death machine? They're not very clever. They're not very good. Saruman surely is the go-to guy for some sort of grand death siege weapon. To which I pointed out that they're the only real thing that Tolkien ever really writes about the goblins of the Misty Mountains is that they are incredibly cunning, and they delight, I can't remember the exact quote, I'm sure on Google will pop it in the comments, but they delight in the creation of machines that focus on bringing mass death to the enemies. Basically, they delight in creating torture devices, and they also like creating machines or equipment that will kill many things in one go. And he does even use the word explosives, actually. I'm not sure if that's a later version or an erroneous quote. So they are actually a perfect candidate for a really powerful siege weapon. So the dwarves' ingenuity is shown in the fact that they make the catapult They do things with the catapult bolt that no one else can. So the dwarves use their knowledge of, let's say physics, for example, to create a machine that can fire the bolt high up over the walls and then do massive splash damage. Or indeed, they can create these grape shot. But then the goblins are clever enough to know how to maintain oil barrels for just long enough to throw them at the enemy without them blowing up on themselves. And so they are going to get a manga now. And that should hopefully jazz up their battle at least a little. Jazz up their campaign at least a little bit. Right, the time has come to make this first army rout, basically. Because we need to kill that siege equipment right now. And if we rush them, then that is exactly what will happen. And we break in, our army arrives, and they waver. And many units start running. Even Goblin Halberds are running away, Jesus. Tell everybody to no longer be defensive. Now, it's just I don't think we're going to make it to the Baluster before the enemy arrives. In fact, I know we're not. So, pull everybody back. Pull them back. Get back up onto the hill. Stand your ground. Somebody didn't run. Erdluan warriors. No! Who have we got in support? You can just widen the gap a bit, can't you? Oh, why must you move in such pathetically stupid ways? That Baluster is doing a lot of damage to us. They're so accurate. But we just have to take it. Because they don't shoot us when their troops start getting involved. And the rest of their army has turned up now. Where are their crossbows? Where are their crossbows?
The enemy are badly blooded. They have lost half their men.
There they are, there they are. Alright, come off of defensive. Now we get a real rush down the hill going. Brace yourselves. Oh, those are our Erdluan warriors, aren't they? Let's try and save them. In we go. The auxiliaries come running down the hill. Where's the enemy general? At the back. Ah, is that you? And is that your bodyguard? Ah, yeah, he's got Black Uruks as his bodyguard. Very well. Fight on. Try and change direction of them because we're all sitting ducks.
The enemy general lies dead. We have sent the car to hell.
Oh, an update for you as well about that little image that appears in the bottom left. I can't change that to be one for the enemy general and one for the allied general. So that dream is dead. Sadly. I can change the image itself, but I can't change it to be distinct between who dies. It's because it's a hard-coded thing. And that pops up if just a general dies. It doesn't specify whether it's your general or their general. How are they? Like, what is going on? We've got 16% so far. Look at that. They're absolutely smashing them on that right-hand side. Oh, and you'll also be pleased to hear that the purpley-looking Oricani nobles have been replaced with directly with the nobles that Leo uses in his submod, which have a more brown-coloured armour. I don't know if the enemy is organising a rout or if they're just dead. The crossbowmen are doing that very annoying thing whereby the front line attacks but the back still fire. You're not actually attacking anyone. We're probably being skirmished to high heaven as well, which is annoying. There's a lot of them still here. What are they? Archers. Oh no, Goblin Band. Oh, perfect. The Black Orcs of the Mountain are up against King's Axes. Oh, good. They're armor piercing. And Legion Deep in Guard and their bosses. So the general's going to die soon. And when he finally does, this will be the best route you've ever seen. Everything will run away. Anybody not doing anything? Only our general and our archers. Oh, those crossbowmen are all dead. Anyone fighting there still? Yep. Still fighting on that hill.
The enemy are badly blooded. They have lost half their men.
If this army were to die or take substantial losses, it just doesn't matter. We've got the reinforcements. Barlin's army will wipe away Goblin Town. Problem is our battalions are just spread out all over the place. Oh, they're hitting these guys hard, aren't they? Oh, are you tired? Yeah, you're exhausted. We might have to just take the enemy arrow fire. Why have we got people over here? Where's the general? There we are. Hit the Black Orcs. Don't be chasing them. Don't be chasing them. Kill him. Come on. That's him there. Taking hit after hit. He's not striking back, which is always good. Go on, one of you just finish him up. How many are actually left? 5. Come on, hit them. Is that pretty much everything that's still fighting? Yeah, they're getting shot by their archers over there.
Good tidings!
Yes!
The enemy general lies dead.
That is surely the end.
Cart to hell. The enemy army flees the field.
Get everyone
After
up
them,
there,
cut the
except
cowards
for
down.
84 of you who are going to come and be the flak. Some of their units are still fighting, and they're archers. And so if they insist on continue shooting us, then we'll let them. As soon as they run out of arrows, they'll run away. You watch. They'll have quite a lot of arrows though, because you get the arrows of your dead comrades, and they've been a hit. We've got any more? I should have kept some archers aside for just this kind of scenario. Tell you what we can do. Try and flank round them. Our archers should be, yeah, totally fresh. Right, once you guys have gone over there, I want you to go there, and then I want you to go there. And you gentlemen, I want to go there, and then come to here. Oh, they're wavering just by getting near to us. They've run out of arrows.
The enemy are utterly
Oh
vanquished.
dear, that's so
This
outrageous.
is a great victory, worthy of only the mightiest of generals.
Chieftain Agorol lost 1,000. Captain Yagurg lost 1,939, and we only lost 377. And the Golden Axe, very close fight between the Blacklock Engineers. Fascinating. I even forgot that we had them. And 265, the Legion Shield Guard. Blacklock Engineers firmly earning their place on the top spot of Big Fellow's top 10 crossbow units. If you haven't seen that video already, I would suggest you check that one out. Big Fellow is, I believe, one of the people I recommend on the homepage of my channel.
Glory and honor, victory, a most noble.
I will take the money because we're queuing up 4 units that together cost about 8 grand. So 16,000 coins would not go amiss. No, thank you.
Something to
And here we are. They are our enemies, but Enid-Wythe are our allies. By proxy, Isengard are probably going to get involved against us. Or by default, rather. Ah, look, we made so much money. So much money! Not a fairground. Pig farm. That's a practice range. Oh, have you built the maximum amount of farms? Yeah. Not really sure what else we'd want from you then. Get a pub, I suppose. Southern Tharbad? What are you building? Oh, you haven't even got a miner's quarters. Matrife? Oh, you've got everything. Jesus. Argon's building. Mengelen we do not own. Oynyak. Get a road. No brainer. Every unit is training, and in 3 turns we will have a phenomenal army. Oh, and we can get them in there as well. 2 turns, so we won't bother with you. Oh, no, I don't want to do that, do I, actually? What I will do, though, is train you guys up as the defense for this side. So stay in there for the moment, because you've got free upkeep.
Aye, my liege.
Frerigathol falls to the dwarves. Meithelberg is being besieged. Who've we got in Meithelberg? Farin the Honourable and Freri the Fat. Ah, Freri, your homeland.
My king. Move out.
Ah, the forces of Dogaldor buggered off. Of course, there's no crossing over the river, is there? Oh, idiot, that was such a foolish manoeuvre. I didn't need to do that. They can't get across the river other than Caras Gallathon or all the way up here next to Fenberg. So they're only coming from the north or the south. So that army is not needed at all, in fact. But what we could do is basically strip the garrison we've got in our heartland there and join it up with the army we've just moved out there and attack Fenberg. I mean, there's no reason not to, is there? I mean, we kick them across the river. They're going to be able to get through at Meithelberg as well, so we'll have problems there. But I think that's it. I think we're at an end turn.
Moving out. We shall slaughter.
Oh, no way is that a clear defeat.
Well, I will speak. Command me. Stopping here.
Fine. Head back to Oynyak. Call it a day at the attacking those guys. Okay.
Aye, noble sire.
Barlin, actually, yeah, if you go in that fort.
March. An honour, my lord.
Then we get 4 more free upkeep from that. And then the turn again. I enjoy Khazad-dûm. I like the dwarves so much. And I like that Khazad-dûm are new and different. And at least they have enemies to fight as well. Ered Luin, you have no choice. You have to attack Angmar. And once you've defeated Angmar, then you've got choice. But then you've just got the leftovers of whatever's left. And by the time you've taken down Angmar, Erebor are probably hot on the heels of the Misty Mountains, meaning your choices are basically zilch. And so, not as fun in my opinion. Now, the little
The power of the enemy.
Fine Abel has been called under an invasion. And it's held by the Variags. Brilliant. Yes, Mordor, you've just destroyed yourself. Oh, you can always count on the AI to be absolutely idiotic when you need them to be, can't you? Tell you what we do need to get into our army that we've still yet to do is siege. I've just been talking about how good the siege equipment is and that Misty Mountains are going to be getting better siege equipment. And yeah, our nation, I will take a unit of those and replace them for something in the main army. We've got incredible siege and I haven't built any of it. I've not even got a baluster maker in either of them. Oh dear. We can get a Hall of Aule though, which is very interesting. I'll take an armourer from you. And I'll take a Hall of Aule from you. Right, the settlement management that I'm about to do will conclude this episode as my dinner is now ready. Time to perfection with the oven. I make my own dinner on most days that I'm free. There we go. I've got a little army coming to counter Isengard, who will be a threat soon enough. Isengard will just annihilate Enedwaith. I know Enedwaith get good javelin men, but in the AI auto-resolve, this late in the day, Isengard's troops are going to be nigh on unstoppable by Enedwaith. But that, I believe, will conclude the episode. So, thank you very much for watching, if indeed you have. I do hope you enjoyed the lore video. Do check out Big Fellow's video about the top 10 crossbows. I, again, thoroughly enjoyed it. And also check out the Magicka videos ongoing with myself and Little Blue Ferret, where we play Magicka together. But until we speak again, dear friends, Nevar and den Pedamad Melonin, and farewell.